Good morning everyone. So let's discuss the mechanism of replication. So we know that what is replication. So when the DNA starts forming its carbon copy, the process is called DNA replication. The various steps involved are: first is the origin of replication. That means for replication to begin, a particular point is necessary, okay, which we call as the origin or ORI, that is ORI. Now in bacteria and viral DNA, actually only a single origin origin of replication is present, and here that particular point is known as the replicon or the replicating unit. Okay, but in eukaryotes actually there are more than 2-3 numbers of origin, and that's why it is known as the multi-repliconic. Got it? Now the second stage is the activation of deoxyribonucleotides. Now we know that the whole event of replication, the DNA strands, these are present within the nucleus. So when it starts opening, it will require the nucleotides, deoxyribonucleotides, for its synthesis. So these nucleotides actually they occur freely in the nucleoplasm, and it is of 4 types: DAMP, DGMP, DTMP, and DCMP. That means deoxyriboadenosine monophosphate, like that. Now with the help of energy phosphate and an enzyme phosphorylase, the nucleotides they get changed into the triphosphate stage. That means DAMP, that means deoxyriboadenosine monophosphate, with the help of phosphoric acid, phosphorylase, and energy gets converted to deoxyriboadenosine triphosphate. That means triphosphate energy rich molecules, they are getting converted. Now these are provided with energy and they help in the process of replication. Then third point is the exposure of the parent DNA strand. Now this is the parent DNA strand, so it has to be exposed in order to be acted by the enzymes. Okay, so first of all, what happened? Unwinding takes place. That means with the help of the enzyme helicase, the hydrogen bonds are broken down and the helix is opened. Then with the help of the enzyme topoisomerase, the DNA are cut, because if unwinding starts, supercoiling will take place in this portion. Okay, that means they will start coiling further. So it is cut with the help of topoisomerase, and these are the single strand binding proteins which will hold the two strands apart so that they do not recoil, because if recoiling takes place, then what happened? They will stop synthesis. They cannot form the new strand. They will again reform the original strand. That's why the SSB protein, they act as clips and they will just hold the DNA strands in the Y-shaped position, and this is known as the replicating fork. Okay, here in prokaryotes actually the topoisomerase is known as the DNA gyrase. Now next is the formation of the RNA primer. Now for DNA synthesis, actually a DNA dependent RNA polymerase or primase is necessary for the RNA primer to be synthesized. This primer is necessary for the synthesis of the DNA strand. It actually functions as the 5' end of a new strand of DNA. Okay. Then next comes the base pairing part. The two DNA strands that are being separated. Now see here. Here the nitrogenous bases will remain exposed, isn't it? Suppose A, T, G, C, like that they are exposed. So for that they will require the base pair. If suppose here A is present, then what happened? They will definitely require T. So what they will break? DTP. Okay, triphosphate molecule, and they will take the thymine and pairing will start. And always remember, the DNA synthesis takes place from the 5' to 3' direction. From this to this they will start synthesizing. Now the enzyme pyrophosphatase will remove the phosphates and will help them to join here. Okay, then energy is also released here, and this energy is used for binding the hydrogen bonds. Then this new strand synthesis starts. Now one strand, it starts continuously without any breakage. Okay, and this is called the leading strand. Here DNA polymerase takes the whole leading role in the synthesis process. It will help the attachment of the nucleotides to the strands, and thus the continuous strand is synthesized. But on the other hand, other template, what happens, the RNA primer, it initiates the synthesis of DNA. Okay, that means now you can see this is the RNA primer, it will initiate the synthesis. This acts as the 5' end, because we know that synthesis can take place from 5 to 3'. So this is 5', it will go towards 3' end. Again, after a short distance, again a new RNA primer is synthesized. That means RNA supply is being continuously provided, and this synthesis continues till here. Okay, as it takes place in small fragments, the fragments are known as the Okazaki fragments. Okay, later this strand is joined, these fragments are joined with the help of enzyme ligase, and this strand is known as the lagging strand. Okay, so we find two strands, the one without any breakage is called the leading strand, and the other is called the lagging strand. After the synthesis, now it is necessary for proofreading. Actually, DNA polymerase, it very accurately inserts the nucleotides, but sometimes what happens, some mismatched nucleotides are occurring here and there. So they have to be removed with the help of DNA polymerase 2 or the beta polymerase. Okay, so with the help of these enzymes, the proofreading is done. If any mistake is there, then what happened, the organism will be defective. So for that particular reason, the mistakes are being removed from here. So this is the whole process of DNA replication. Got it? So remember, here the enzymes needed: helicase for breaking the hydrogen bond, then topoisomerase for cutting the DNA strand, then SSB protein which helps the DNA to form the replicating fork or Y-shaped structure. Then the Okazaki fragments, this term is important, the small fragments. Okay, then leading strand, lagging strand, then we require the DNA dependent DNA polymerase for synthesis of DNA, and DNA dependent RNA polymerase for the synthesis of RNA primer, then ligase for joining the Okazaki fragments. So all these points are important regarding the replication mechanism. Go through it, go through the videos, notes, study them properly.